Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode on the Wedding Talk Show. I'm your host, Oluwadara of Eventigo, and today we're going to be talking about wedding date Palava. Yes, that's date where everybody's arguing. No, we get married in August. It's August 19. Somebody saying no, September works for me. This, that. So we're going to be talking about all of that today. What are the considerations? Because it's important for us to understand that when you're proposing a date, there are a lot of things. You don't just pick date and say, let me see. I want us to have dated for like 2 years and then say after 2 years, so we're getting married in December. No, it doesn't work that way. So I'm just going to be telling you particular things you have to consider when you're picking a wedding date. And one of those things is sentiments to particular dates. The truth of the matter is, weddings are a family thing. So you have two families coming together and everybody wants to have a say, or you have what we call stakeholders in the family, where you basically have to listen to their opinion on particular matters. They have a stake in this wedding ceremony that we are planning, and you can have sentiments to a particular date. So maybe it's your birthday, you've always wanted to get married on your wedding day. On your wedding day, you've always wanted to get married on your birthday. Or it's the day we met. Many things actually you put into consideration when you're picking a wedding date. But apart from having sentiments to particular dates, and this all still boils down to the type of family you're getting married into, or the type of family you come from. So for some families, they have just give us a date, we're fine with it. For some families are like, no, we are picking a particular date. In fact, maybe the parents have said, I want the president to be at this wedding, I want the vice president, I'm a political giant and I need all of that political power to be present. And then they're like, based on the activities for the year, this is when it's going to happen. And you really can't say so. You don't really have so much say in terms of, if you have really, really strong-willed parents or a really strong-willed family, because some of these things too also boils down to money. So who is paying for what? And the popular adage that says, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. So apart from sentiments to a particular date, you also have activities in the family. For some families, they do maybe one wedding a year, or maybe one wedding in 3 months, especially when you have there's a lot of weddings going on in the family, or maybe there's a burial ceremony, or maybe there's a birthday, maybe grandma's birthday, grandpa's birthday, where you have that, every family member is going to come. Remember, I said earlier that weddings are a family thing, and you have to consider. So you want a wedding where everybody in the family is present, then you have to consider, so where are these family members located? If you have like 50% out of the country, you have to think about, when is a good time for them to be present. Sometimes if you have another celebration, maybe there's a 90th birthday party for grandma or your great grandmother, it means that, and the family is already planning that, this is going to be big. We need everybody to come because grandma may not be here for another maybe 20 years. And we just want everybody to see grandma, greet her, so she feels the love from our children, our grandchildren. It's a good time to fix your wedding around that period, because you are most likely to have every family member around. So that's one consideration. Another consideration is the weather. So maybe you want an outdoor wedding, then you have to pick your dates during that period where you're almost sure. I know that in Nigeria now, can't really guarantee when rain will fall or rain will not fall. You cannot say. Before, we used to have dry season, wet season, or rainy season, but now it just feels like, I think last year, even in November rain was falling, and you're like, rain will send you from where to where. But that is the reality that we have now. So but you have to still consider, if you want an outdoor wedding, you want maybe a beach wedding, you don't want rain, then you have to consider weather conditions at the time when you're getting married. You also have to consider funds, like money. You can't get married without money now. Yeah, so money plays a huge role in the date you get married, the day you pick for your wedding. Or money plays a huge role when selecting your wedding date. You have to think about, okay, so we have this budget. Sometimes a lot of couples save for their wedding, or they save towards their wedding, and you now have, based on what we have been doing so far, maybe we'll get married in another 1 year, we'll get married maybe in 6 months, or that's a good time, would have gotten enough funds. Or maybe it's even the family saying, okay, you know what, I want to sponsor, I want to support your wedding, I want to pay a part of it, but I have particular projects I'm working on now. This is the date I feel like I will be able to give you this amount. So all of that comes into play when you are picking a wedding date. So it's not just, I don't want you to just look at it as, you know what, I'll pick the date that is convenient for me. No, you pick the date that is convenient for you, yes, but you also have to consider these other elements, especially when you have a family where everybody, or you have people that want to have a say in your wedding. For some families, they don't really care. Like, care is not the word. They are not bothered. Like, if you pick a date, if you say you want to get married next month, we are good. If you want it next year, we are good. If you want it in 9 months, we are good. So all of these things come to play when you are selecting a wedding date. I believe that this has helped you. By the way, special announcement: if you have questions, you have things you want us to talk about concerning your wedding, concerning planning a wedding, do send us an email. Send to twts@myeventigo.com. It's going to be in the comments or in the description, so just look at that and then just shoot us an email. My name is Oluwadare Lisomi. You can follow my business platform Eventigo, my on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, at my Eventigo. So that's our handle, at my Eventigo. Be sure to follow us on those platforms. You get lots of insights, and we have lots of materials that would help your wedding planning, inspire you, give you inspiration for your wedding, to have your dream wedding, because now it's your wedding. It's one of the most important days in your life. Yes, it's that huge, and you want something that you can always refer to, look at the pictures, look at the video content, and be like, oh my god. So thank you for listening. Do share this podcast if you have friends that are getting married, somebody that you know that will need this. Just share this link to them, and I'm sure that they will be thankful for that. So I'll see you next week. New episodes drop by 9 p.m. every Friday, so be sure to subscribe so you'll be the first person to listen to this, because now it's good to get the juicy parts of this conversation. So thank you once again, and I wish you the best in your wedding planning process. Mwah.